YouTube, what's going on? Appreciate y'all watching my videos. What's going on? Thought I'd make a video real quick. Make a video. But yeah, man, I'm back, man. I'm about to go get in the truck, trying to see if I can get a load. You know. What's my contact info? What's going on? TRB, what's going on? Hey, TRB, man. Give me your phone number, man. I've been trying to holler at you for a minute. jhtrucking45@gmail.com. Email me your phone number, man. But yeah, man, I just got back from a cruise, man. I mean, I didn't just get back. I've been back since Saturday. Was it Saturday? Yeah, I think Saturday. But yeah, me and my girl, man, we just been chilling, man, spending time. I had a good time on my cruise, man. Had a good time. Any of y'all that's friends on my Facebook, I got a whole bunch of pictures. I went on my cruise and stuff. Somebody bumping their horn. But I'm just doing a live feed real quick. Hey, I was thinking about doing some live feeds on Facebook. Facebook is gonna be doing some revenue sharing. They in the beta stages right now, so I thought I'll go ahead and start my Facebook fan page so I can do videos over there. I don't like doing a lot of things all over the place. I'm not a heavy social media kind of person. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and that's just a lot going on. You got to keep up with all that. It's just I don't see the benefit in all that. All I got is a Facebook. That's it. So I do have an Instagram, but I don't use it. But yeah, I did start a Facebook fan page. It's 404 Trucker, of course. I appreciate it if y'all go ahead on over there. 404 Trucker. You just search for 404 Trucker, and it's gonna have my truck. It's gonna have a picture of my truck. It's like a white trailer with a tan champagne colored truck. That's my truck. I'm gonna start, doing stuff over there. I don't know, trucking business, helping guys. Like, I know Facebook, I can communicate directly with my subscribers better. With YouTube, it's not as easy. But yeah, man, I got a Facebook fan page, so I can reach out to y'all and make videos and like I say, I'm not a heavy social media kind of person, but I mean, some of y'all are, so I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of things I got down the road that I got going on. I wanna write a book. I wanna do some get-togethers. You know what I'm saying? I want to do some social get-togethers and stuff down the road. So I guess, if I have a Facebook fan page, and talking about trucking business and moving forward in life and stuff like that, getting a truck and business credit and all kind of stuff. TRB getting more play on my own channel than I'm getting on my own channel. Everybody saying, what's up to TRB? One of these days I'll be big like TRB one of these days. I mean, I know what I have to do. I have to clean up my videos. I have to clean my videos because, sometimes I just be talking and, I be cussing in my videos and stuff. But, oh yeah, y'all email me. Yeah, man, I'll holler at y'all, man, as soon as I get off this live. But yeah, man, go ahead on over to my Facebook fan page, 404 Trucker, man. I'm gonna do some videos over there. Post, live stuff, because sometimes I be wanting to post stuff real quick without having to do all this extra work. And Facebook, you can post stuff real quick. And like I was thinking about doing like some tutorials on like business credit and stuff like that, but I don't know, because I don't want to give away that stuff for free. I mean, a lot of the stuff I talk about, you can Google a lot of the stuff I talk about, but there's certain specific things when it comes to like business and stuff, like, like knowing what to put on a credit application and stuff like that. There's certain things that you have to put on a credit app, and your business has to be structured a certain way, when you're trying to get approved and stuff like that. Simply just having a 411 1-800 number and a website ain't gonna get you approved. It's more to it. But it helps. But yeah, man, I had a good time on my cruise, man. I'm just making a quick video for y'all, checking in with y'all, letting y'all know what's going on. Let me see what y'all talking about. Y'all ain't talking about nothing. But it's going on almost 2 weeks since I've been in the truck. It's going on almost 2 weeks. And a lot of guys be talking about being in the hole and stuff like that. Yeah, you can be in the hole, but if you worrying about being in a hole, if your truck down for like a week or two, you got to save your money, man, and you should be able to take off a week or two, a month if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Without it bothering you. That's business. It's just like, if you strap like that, you need to step back and reassess your business and be like, okay, I need to have this much in savings in case something happens. You know what I mean? So you need to have this much in savings. You need to have insurance. You need to have certain things in place, so that way if something happens, you can kind of limit the situation where it don't hurt you that much. I mean, personally, you should be able to, I mean, this don't have nothing to do with business. Like, if you just got a regular 9-to-5 job, you should have 3 to 6 months put back in savings. You know what I mean? Regardless, You know, you should just have 15, 20, $30,000 in savings. So yeah, operating costs plus emergency fund. Yeah, you know. So a lot of guys be talking about being in the hole, but I mean, technically, my settlements are in the hole, but I don't have a lot of stuff coming out of my settlement anyway. Being leased on with Travel Loco, I say half of my bills, my business bills, half of my business bills are weekly, and then half of them are monthly. Like my truck insurance, that's monthly. Trailer payment, that's monthly. Um, my medical insurance, that's monthly. Um, Handful of other bills, those are monthly bills. And then the truck note, that's a weekly bill. And like, you know, a lot of guys talk about being in a hole, but it's just like, why are you even scared of a hole? That's just part of being in business, you know. Like a lot of guys be they want to come out here and get in business, right? They want to come out here and get in business, right? They want a business. They see the sexiness and the beautiness of a business, right? Being financially independent, don't have to worry, don't have to lean on nobody, but they don't want to work for it, right? And then on top of that, they scared of being in a hole, and they try to apply a W-2 employee mindset to doing business, right? Like when you're in business, you gotta understand there's some risk involved, right? It costs to be the boss. Yeah, but I mean, when you're in business, there's some risk involved, and a lot of people, they're scared of that risk. I'm scared of it too. Don't get me wrong, I ain't some superhuman, but at the same time, it's just like, okay, for example, say this is the level where you at, right? And this is the level you want to get to, right? This is the level you want to get to, right? And say it's like, you know, see, this is the level you want to get to, but then you got like all these other people that's above that level. You got Bill Gates, you got, you know, you got the top 5%, you know, and then you got maybe the top 25%, top 30%. These people are making 100, 2, 3, 4, $1 million a year. You want to get there, right? But then once you start to read and find out and understand, it's like, I want to get to $1 million a year. I want to get to $100,000 a year in income after expenses. Residual income. Residual income. We're talking about income, money that's left over after all your bills, right? After you done did all this work, right? And you got money just left over and you don't have nothing to do with it. Residual income. Income that's coming and you can't stop it. It's so much money coming in, you just can't stop it. Oh my God, I got too much money. I got $1 million coming in every week. I can't stand it. Like, that's residual income. You trying to stop it, but it just keep coming. Because you get up to this level, right? You making so much money, everything that you spend generates more money. So it's just like, oh my God, that's the kind of problem I want. I want a too much money problem. That's what I want. I know how it is to be poor. I know how it is to not have shit. So it's just like, okay, you at this level. Let me get back to what I'm talking. So you at this level. You want to get to this level. But then you find out in order to get to this level, the things that you would have to do, right? You have to borrow $1 million. And like some people, they're scared of borrowing $1 million. They're scared of that number. You know, and you know, society conditioned us to feel that way. You know, elementary school, middle school, institution, you know, going through all these, just going through the system, it just conditioned us to be scared to like they make us scared of $1 million. Like, what's to be scared about? But anyway, like, um, going down to the bank and just putting your name down on a piece of paper and saying, hey, I want to borrow $1 million. And I'm learning that, I kid you not, I'm learning that these banks, they want to give you money. They want to. They're dying to give you money. It's like, but you can't go into a bank and say, hey man, I want $1 million so I can go buy some rims. They don't want to hear that. They say, what the banks is want to hear, they want to hear, hey, I want $1 million so I can buy a strip mall. I want $1 million so I can buy apartment building, 150 unit apartment building. That's what they want to hear. They want to hear, hey, I want to borrow $1 million so I can invest in this new .com startup, some shit like that. Or, all those things. The banks want to hear that stuff. Like, I went to a bank yesterday. And I sat in front of two bankers. Now, this isn't the consumer side. I spoke to two business bankers, right? We sitting there talking and whatnot, and I told them my ideas and what my plans were. I went to Wells Fargo's bank. It was a great experience, let me tell y'all. It's a great experience, okay? So I'm sitting there, and like, I'm trying to get a loan to refinance my truck. And he's asking me all these questions and what my plans are and trying to like help me, and because he's trying to build a business relationship, he and we're working on trying to get me approved so I can buy my truck from Snyder. Y'all know I got a Snyder finance truck. I'm trying to get the truck in my own business name. So I'm sitting there, we talking, and I'm telling him my plans and stuff. I'm just like, okay, what this truck represents for me. And I'm trying to tell him, it's like, okay, if y'all help me get this loan for this truck, I'll be able to save so much money weekly, monthly, then I can invest it into other things. And I'm telling them what my plans are. I'm telling them, hey, I want to buy a small apartment complex. I want to buy a liquor store. I want to buy a hair salon. I want to buy a barbershop. I want to buy a small tow truck company. I want to buy a junkyard. Like, I want to buy a laundromat. I want to invest heavily into like mutual funds and stock market and stuff like that. And like, I'm talking to him, and like, like these guys, they lit up. They started smart. They started smiling. And like, and they was just like, hey man, he was just like, hey, I'm proud of you, man. Cause he's a black guy. He was a black guy. So just that whole conversation, man, just, cause I've been to banks over the last couple of years. I've been to banks, all kinds of banks, right? And like, it's just amazing how when you come in to trying to get a loan to buy a car, or trying to get a loan to put a new roof on your house, they'll help you, but it's a different kind of help when you trying to go in or borrow $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $1 million to go do business things, to build bigger like things. And like the guy, he lit up, and like, he's looking for that relationship. And he's like, hey, anytime you need some help, give me a call. He shook my hand and whatnot. And like, he was giving me all these tips, and like, he just lit up, man. And and it's just like with my credit union, I have a personal banker that I deal with on a regular basis. So like, any of y'all guys who trying to get a truck, and you going to open up a business checking account, make sure you reach out to one of the loan officers, or see if they're because most banks that's got a business department, they have like personalized service, because when you're a business, it's a long-term relationship, because in business you always looking for that relationship to we always, when you're in business, you're always needing to grow all the time. On a yearly basis, you might need to just borrow every year 100,000, 200,000, just about every year to grow your business. And like these banks look for that relationship. And like, and I'm sitting there like he's like, man, I'm at Wells Fargo Bank, and I'm just sitting there. I was like, man, I would love to give you this money, man, but there's some things on your credit that we need to work on. And and like with Wells Fargo, they're a little picky about who they lend out money to, and I get it. And like he's sitting down telling me this, you need to do this, you need to do this. Hey man, do this. So basically I have to go and get a business plan. He told me I need to get a business plan. I need to tighten up on my income statement, get my income statement, get that all drafted up, get it all looking pretty and professional looking, and present them with it's pretty much the same thing what Dean Cole talks about. And it's different because all the stuff that I learned in Dean Cole's class, when I went down there and sat, he told me pretty much the same thing. Now, he didn't tell me everything, but I knew what he was talking about. Like, Robert Kiyosaki talks about, I don't know if y'all know who Robert Kiyosaki is, but he got a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He's got a handful of books. And like he talks about, Robert Kiyosaki talks about when he needs to borrow money or when he needs something, all he got to do is call up his banker and say, hey man, there's a golf course over here. They want 20 million for it. It appraised for about 150 million, but they're giving it away for 20. His banker is like, oh, how much money you need? When did you need it? Just like that. You get it. Just like that. Hey man, I'll send the paperwork right over you. You just sign it. Boom, boom, boom. See, and like, I never experienced that before. And, getting out here and doing business, like that banker was looking at my paperwork. Since I came over to Travel Loco, man, I've been making so much money at Travel Loco. So it's just like, okay, my numbers on paper look so good. So I'm able to go into the bank. I'm doing $5,000 a week, $6,000 a week. I'm able to go into this bank and say, hey, I'm doing 18, 19, 20,000 a month gross. Give me some money. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I'm just trying to tell y'all, man, like, so when I was talking about, basically I'm talking about a lot of times, like people are here, you're a W-2 person, you're making 50,000 a year and whatnot. I'm even for people who are W-2 person who make $100,000 a year. I mean, the thing is that people who make 100,000, 150,000, they're a W-2 person. They're just a high income earner. They're just a high income earner. They don't own anything. They pay bills just like somebody who makes 40,000. But the difference is when you in business for yourself and you working towards your own stuff, you putting up your own risk to build something. Okay, that same person that's a W-2 person that's making 100, 150,000, you can beat them and make $1 million. Okay, and like it like the long-term results, it's just a better situation. But a lot of people, they don't want to do that. So, and see, like my point is, like a lot of guys, okay, they want to get up here, right? They want 10 trucks, they want 20 trucks, but then they're comfortable down here making 50,000 a year, but they don't want to get up here and do what they need to do to get up here, to get the million, to get to 7 figures, 10, 20 trucks. You know, they scared to do that because it's just paperwork. All it is just paperwork, you know. It's just paperwork. Don't be scared of it. You know, them big numbers, don't be scared of them big numbers. You know what I mean? This is big numbers. That's all. They just, because, you know, bills got to be paid. So they just numbers, you know. And like, I remember when I first bought my first rental property. I bought my first rental property January of 2016. That's right at the same time I started with Snyder. Was the same time I started at Snyder? Yeah, the same time I started with Snyder. And like, I bought my first rental property, I paid $35,000 for it. So like, it was like, I mean, I've seen like a bunch of money, but like, that's the first time that I paid like a lump sum. I've seen like a lump sum of money in my hand for something. And it was very uncomfortable because it was a long distance transaction. I had to wire the money. It was 35 grand. And it was like, woo. It was very uncomfortable because I never dealt with a situation like that. Up to that point, I think at most I may have held maybe 10 grand in my hand one time. So, and then for a lot of people, they're scared of that, you know, doing big things, you know, like up to that point, I think at most, I think I've held maybe like 10 grand cash in my hand. So like, and then so when I bought that rental, I held 35 grand cash in my hand. You know what I mean? So it's just like, the point I'm trying to make is just like a lot of guys, you know, people, not just guys, people, we get scared because we know what we got to do to get up here. We're capable of doing it, right? We're capable of getting up here and doing the $1 million deals, right? We're capable of going down to a bank and saying, hey, I need a $150,000 loan so I can go buy this small apartment complex over here. Like, when I was talking to the banker and I was telling him all these plans, he was like, yes, we can help you with all of that. You just got to get your credit straightened out so that way we can approve you for this stuff. You know what I'm saying? My business got to be, it has to reflect a certain way. My credit got to be set up to be reflected a certain way. And like, it's just different when, you know, when you got these goals and you seeing it and it's possible, you know, it's obtainable goals, real goals. That's real. So I'm like, man, you know, this video, 30 minutes. Yeah, I mean, cause they do get commission off of those loans, but at the same time, it's like, you know, I'm just a little black boy that's out the hood, and where I come from, I'm just so used to being told, no, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. You won't be able to get approved for that and this and that. But, you know, going through Dean Cole's program, talking to guys who got, you know, trucking trailers, multiple trucking trailers, and talking to real estate people who got 20, 30, 40, 50 unit, a 50 unit apartment portfolio, and talking to them and learning how the game works. And it's just like, man, and how they done it and how they do it. Just like, I bumped into dudes that's younger than me, that's got 50 unit apartment portfolio, you know, like the guy, he's sitting up there 26, 27 years old. He worth $2-3 million. That's $2-3 million sitting right there. You wouldn't know it, you know, because like I used to go to these little real estate get-togethers, and like I'm sitting up there, you know, just some guy with jeans and a t-shirt on. He's worth $3-4 million. You know what I mean? Don't work. He don't work. He don't work. Like now I don't want to confuse y'all because like he don't work. I mean, it just depends on what you consider work. Like to me, if you don't have to get up every day, you don't have to get up every day, and being forced to do something you don't want to do, that's you don't work to me. That's I want to bring it and put it in context. So like that's I want to just put that in context. So it's just like, okay, but if you gotta get up every day and dread going in to be bothered by somebody, a supervisor telling you what to do, and it's annoying and it just aggravates you. You don't feel like your life is fulfilled and you'd rather be doing something else. You're working. That's work. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what in the context. Just put that in context. You know? So it's just like, you know, success comes in all different forms, but the point is it's just like, man, you know, it's not necessarily about the money, but at the end of the day, things in our world cost money. Okay, food costs money, electricity costs money, cars cost money, gas costs money, healthcare costs money. If you can make enough money, I would say $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month without working, you're good. That's kind of like my goal. I want to be able to make $5,000 to $10,000 a month without no work involved. Maybe 5-10 minutes. Maybe, you know, logging on my computer and like sending a couple emails. That ain't work. You know what I mean? Like just okay. Okay. Oh, we got all my, you know, you got a couple businesses. You got gross deposits this month. You know, gross deposits $50,000 this month. Okay. You got a bunch of bills. Okay. After expenses, you got 10 grand left. That's you just managing your business. You know what I mean? You got a handful of businesses going on, and it's just, that ain't work to me. But when you got to slave 50, 60 hours a week and shit, and it's some shit you don't want to do, that's working. Okay. And then you got to ask for time off. You got to get permission to get time off, and you got to worry about a manager, your boss, and what they say, and somebody putting a limit on what you can and can't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like I remember having a job, right? You know, having different types of jobs, and like you feel like you deserve a certain level of money. You feel like you deserve an income, right? You feel like you deserve a raise, right? It's like, man, you making 50,000, man, I deserve a $5,000 raise. You go into your manager's office and they be like, no, we can't give you this raise because this, and that, and the third. See, that's bullshit. You know, it's just like when you running your own business, you can give yourself a raise, okay? And there are different ways to give yourself a raise when you got your own business. So like, for example, if you in trucking, right? And you make, after expenses, maybe like $80,000 a year, $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year. And you got one truck. Well, if you want to double that income, all you got to do is get another truck, right? Say you got your own authority. If you want to get a raise running your own business, there's just some simple things that you have to do, right? You get your own authority, right? You lease on 2-3 more trucks. Instantly, you giving yourself a raise. It's a little bit more risk, but it's easy to give yourself a raise when you running your own business. Now, see, like, if you got a job and then like you ask your boss, like, hey, can I get a raise? And like, you know, you got to wait for your yearly review come up and hope that they give you the raise that they gonna give you. And you got promotions and all this BS, corporate BS, you know. And like, you know, you've been at this company 15, 20 years and shit. And it's just like, your income may go up 5,000 or something like that. So Yeah. But yeah, my bad, y'all. Got a phone call. But yeah, man, do you have your own authority? You know I don't have my own authority. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Uncle Matt. And like a lot of guys, like, well, not guys, just people. I mean, because a lot of this stuff ain't taught in school, and it's not taught in school on purpose. They want you to be ignorant. You know what I mean? Because they don't want you to get out the rat race. Because how this whole thing works, this whole government infrastructure and how all this works, by people working, W-2 people. Because W-2 people pay the highest tax. A lot of people don't know that, but W-2 people pay the highest tax, and that's tax revenue. They don't want you to learn the tax code. You know, they don't want you to get a business and figure out the tax code and pay less tax. They don't want you to get an apartment complex and pay 2% tax or sometimes zero tax. They don't want you to learn that stuff. Like, because earned income, unearned income, passive income, all those types of incomes are paid, are charged differently. So like, but they don't want you to learn that stuff. You know, like, for example, like you can buy an apartment complex, right? And all you can do is just flip the paperwork every year and never pay taxes on that money, just by shifting the paperwork, and you paying zero tax. You paying zero damn tax. But like, they want you to go get a job and pay 20-30% on that money, right? Because, you know, you make $50,000 a year and you don't keep all 50,000. They want you, you know, you making 50,000, you might take home 35, 38, 39 after taxes. You know what I'm saying? If you're single. Married, you know, married. I mean, it's married, filing joint. It's the same thing. It's just, you just splitting the income up. Because when you married, you got 2 cars, you got 2 mouths to feed. You know what I mean? So it's like all that money gets dissolved or whatever. But if you're single, you got 1 car. I mean, it's the same thing. So like married, filing jointly, it's a bunch of BS. So like, but see, they don't want you to learn, okay, if I go and buy this duplex, okay, you know, buy this 4-unit duplex for $100,000, right? And rent it out for $2,800 a month, the mortgage will be, I don't know, maybe $800 a month. You know, that's $2,000 a month coming in. And then you got to pay insurance and stuff like that. But you know, insurance on $100,000 property, depending on which county is in, you're probably looking at maybe $800-900 a month for insurance. So you looking at a good, you know, $1,100-1,200 a month coming in. Okay. So, but that $1,200 a month in income after expenses on a rental property, it's not taxed like earned income. It's taxed because, and then with that rental property, you got a 28-year depreciation on that. So you can depreciate that rental property for 28 years. So that's even more money. That brings your tax liability even down further. That's the game. So once you start to do your taxes on the schedule, I think passive income, you got to do it on the Schedule E. So when you do that on the Schedule E, like self-employed, you got to put that on Schedule C. But Schedule E, that's a different tax mechanism. So that 1,200 times 12, you do the math, man. Like you don't pay as much taxes. You might pay like $1,000 in taxes on that income, if that. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you work and make that same 1,200, you'll be paying a lot more taxes. Okay, you'll be paying a lot more taxes on the money. Then you multiply that times, I don't know how many times. It is, you know. But yeah, man, it's like I'm rambling on, man. But y'all get the point. Need my own truck. Yeah, bust that. That's what I'm saying, for 75-cent raise. Now, if you come out here with your own business, come out here and bust your ass 60, 70, 80 hours a week, now your time is worth it. Like, when I had that Snyder Finance truck, I was running the truck and I was working on my rental property on the weekends. So I pretty much I renovated one of my rental properties all by myself. Now you might call me selfish, but at the same time, all that work I did paid off. Okay, all that work I did paid off. Not only I made money with the truck, and on top of that, I got a $70,000 rental property that's making me money. I only paid $35,000 for it. You know what I'm saying? I got maybe $30,000, $40,000 in equity on top of the income. That's work well worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, you talking about 10, 20, 30 years later, when I got like 10 of them motherfuckers, like, that's work well worth it. You put that same time in at a big mega company somewhere, ABC Corporation, Fortune 500 company, you're not going to get that same payback. You're not going to get that same return on your time and your sweat. So, you got to make this thing count, man. You're going to get out here and slave. You're going to come out here and slave for something. I want to do the rental property. Yeah, man. I mean, you just got to educate yourself, man, and read and go to some real estate get-togethers. And pretty much every city in the country got a real estate get-together somewhere. And like when you go to real estate get-togethers, man, like these people are it's almost like going to church. You know what I'm saying? It's like they welcome you with open arms, and everybody is happy to share information and help each other and teach and all kind of stuff, man. Like in my email, I get maybe like 3, 4, 5 emails a day about properties to buy. You know what I mean? Like it's just crazy, like I just got a property in my email yesterday. A real estate agent sent me a property that was like $80,000. And the property appraised for $130, but if I had the cash 80 grand, I can buy it if I wanted to. So like just getting them relationships, man, and like it's very important, 1099 taxes. This would be my first time. Is it tough to maintain, or do I need a tax professional? I've been doing my own taxes pretty much all my life. I mean, even though I do my own taxes, I do reach out to a tax professional every blue moon with a few questions. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, okay, you do your own taxes and you don't reach out to nobody. Like, like if you're gonna do your own taxes, my opinion is, kind of do like a 50-50 situation where you prep, where your numbers, because at the end of the day, like a lot of people, they think that, okay, since they got a tax professional doing their taxes, they're not liable, they're not responsible. When you got somebody doing your taxes, those are your taxes. You got to be responsible. Those are your taxes. So if something goes wrong, you're at fault, not the tax professional. So like, I suggest doing like a 50-50 situation where you prep your taxes, do your income statement, go through your papers, go through your numbers, make sure everything is put together, ask questions, call your tax professional and say, hey, blah, 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 blah. Your tax professional may say, hey, send this over to me. Let me see what you're talking about. So, oh yeah, man, you can qualify for this deduction. You can do this, do and then the tax professional go ahead and just put just put it all together for you and then submit your tax. So that's how I recommend doing it, because you don't want to be left out in the cold in case you got to, in the event you get hit with an audit or something like that. You want to be aware of what's going on. You want to be able to answer the question quick. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of guys, I talk to guys like, nah, man, I don't do my own taxes. I got a tax guy. I got a tax guy that do my taxes. Yeah, but you got to know what's going on with your business, man. You got to have, do 50%, because some tax people, they make you prep the paperwork anyway. You gotta organize your receipts and everything, staple your receipts and have everything labeled and laid out. And they just put it together in a nice, pretty looking spreadsheet for you. And they put it in a spreadsheet for you, and they, do the taxes. Like I had a tax person, a couple years back, and like only thing they would do is just send me the little stubs to pay my quarterly taxes, and I would have to send him my receipts all the time. Eventually, I got tired of doing that because I was paying him about $100 a month, and I was like, I didn't see the benefit in doing that when I'm doing all the work anyway. So it's just like, why am I paying you $100 a month, and all you doing is sending me the little stubs, and you ain't really giving me no value? So I was just like, nah, I just do my own taxes. But I mean, I've been doing my own taxes since I was 18, since I had my first job, because I never saw the benefit of having a tax person help me. Because now then again, I want to say it's a waste of money, but it's like you want to have a tax guy in your back pocket just in case. You know what I mean? So you want to have them doing some of the work, but not all the work. So, find a tax guy, $100 a month, something like that. And then, you have them do some of your books and stuff like that. Some of them, the little busy work, and then have him send over the stuff and you go through it. That's a better way to do it, because some of these tax people, they don't really do anything. You know what I mean? Now, I don't want to downplay tax people, but I'm just saying, like, you looking for somebody to go through your numbers and make sure everything is straight, just like a doctor or something like that. Make sure you're good. Just a business checkup, so to speak. You want somebody that's going to look over your numbers. You look over your numbers and make sure, okay, everything okay, these numbers okay, and match up your receipts. Okay, boop, boop, boop. Okay, everything's good, and then you sign off on it. And because a lot of them, they don't really. You kind of have, basically what I'm saying, just shop around, because not all of them provide the same value. Some of them don't even do nothing, and they charge you $100, $200 a month. They don't even do nothing. Literally, they don't do nothing. Because like I can go on IRS.gov and pay my own taxes. You know what I'm saying? Just go on there. Because the way that I have my taxes right now, like I know what my taxes are every year, generally what my revenue is going to be and how much income I'm going to have. So I just set a flat rate every quarter. I just have the same number that comes out. So, I just have that number comes out automatically. So, because in the beginning, every quarter, I'll sit down and go through my numbers and be like, okay, I made 45,000 this quarter. Okay, okay, I made about 45,000 this quarter. Okay, I'm gonna send them 4,000 or something like that. So I was doing that every quarter, but sometimes I'll forget and I'll be late. So now I already know. I just go through all my numbers and estimate what I'm gonna make for the year and just send them something. That way I have something on the books. But if I'm short, then I'll put something extra on it. If I pay too much, I'll get a return. So that's how I do it. But and the same thing applies with the state. But yeah, use trucking as a stepping stone, man. Need your own truck. Yeah. Yeah, TRB, man. They make you bust your ass for $1 raise and shit. You know, you make, you know, like say you make $20 an hour, right? You bust your ass and your review come, they give you $21 an hour. Whoopee, $21 an hour. You don't want that, man. It's like for all that work, you want to see that work worth something. You know what I mean? It's just like if I'm a work, I want to see it. I want to see what it's worth. You know, I don't want no bullshit return. You know, it's just like, okay, I'm making $20 an hour. Okay, give me $30 an hour. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just a mind game. You know, we're taught this stuff way back in elementary school, and we're taught to get in line, follow directions, and we're not trained to get out here and take risk and like, okay, say we got a business opportunity in front of us, right? And we need $10,000 to take advantage of this business opportunity. Now, what we learned in school, we just ain't gonna do it, because elementary school, middle school, high school, college has taught us, unless you went to like Wharton Business School or some kind of Warren Buffett business school or something like that, Harvard or some, business school or something like that. They're teaching you just to get in line, follow directions, and be a good little boy. Don't take risks. Don't do that. Be a good little boy. Be safe. Don't do that. But like, once you get out here in the real world says, okay, if you want $100,000 reward, you want a $200,000 reward, you got to get out here and take some risks. You got to put your money up. You got to put your money where your mouth is. Okay, in order to take advantage of this business opportunity, you got to put $10,000 on the table. Just like going to the casino. If you want to go to the casino and get this $1 million jackpot, hey, put $10,000 on the table. Let me see what you got. But elementary school, high school, that whole institutionalized type of education system has taught us to be safe and don't be a good little boy, and don't do that. Don't. That's what they teach us to do. So they teach you to get a job and be safe. Be safe. Don't take no risk. Be safe. But yeah, man, let me see what y'all talking about. What's my email? I told you my email, jhtrucking45@gmail.com. You got a lot of info for brothers that came from places you come. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I grew up. I grew up in the hood, man. Grew up in the hood. Now, I'm not proud of it. That's just where I come from. So it's just to show you that, okay, somebody who come out of the hood, it's just like, so let me show y'all something. See this neighborhood here? See this neighborhood here? Like this neighborhood that I live in, right? This is a big deal for me. All right? See this neighborhood? Like to me, like living in a neighborhood like this is a big deal. Like I own my own home, like I have a mortgage. It's nothing to brag about, like, but growing up as a little black boy in the hood, like it just didn't really seem like obtainable, that I could one day purchase my own home. Like I've been living over here for like 11, 12 years. I bought my house in 2006, but never in my life I thought I'd be able to do something like that. Like there was a period where I owned like 4 cars at one time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember thinking about as a kid, like, 18, 19 years old, like, oh my God, I wanted to get a car when I was in high school, when I was in college. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to get a car. And like going to the dealership and then saying, oh no, you don't qualify for a car, and like that stuff eats at your spirit. That stuff eats at your spirit, man. And you feel like you can never reach that. And here I am. I got a truck and trailer. I'm talking about buying duplexes and small apartment complexes and stuff like this. This is a big deal for me. And I'm not trying to brag, but it's a big deal for me where I come from. So it's just a matter of, getting out here and learning real world information. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, wholesaling. Wholesaling is a good way to get into real estate. Like, it's very easy. You don't need a license. You know what I mean? Like, you find a property and, you make a commission on it and you sell it to the end buyer. You can sign the contract to another buyer. Like, once you start to learn the paperwork of wholesaling, it's easy. Like, I've been to real estate get-togethers, like dudes off the corner, like making $100K a year, flipping houses, and not flipping houses, but wholesaling houses, man. Like 10, 15K a month. Like, and you don't even work that hard. Like, you make some phone calls and, and stuff like that, but you ain't working no 9-to-5 job every week, struggling, making 1,000 a week and shit. 1,000 a week ain't no fucking money, man. If you knew how much money out here people be making, like, just think, just go and stand on a corner, right? And just look around you. There's a lot of money around you, but you don't see it. You know what I mean? And like, it's just crazy, man. It's crazy how much money out here. And like, once you tap in, like, you could be standing right here, right? And $1 million could be right here. And like, all you got to do is just talk to this person. Hey, man, how did you make this million? Oh, yeah, man, I just signed some papers and moved some papers around. Nah, I just made $1 million deal. You could be at the gas station, right? You could be at the gas station standing in line to buy some gas. The guy in front of you knows how to make $1 million. All you got to do is ask him. He's standing in front of you. $1 million is right there. See how close $1 million is? Like, the $1 million ain't way over here. The $1 million is right here. 100,000, 10,000. You got people who working at McDonald's. You got people working at, bullshit jobs, making 500 a week, 1,000 a week. Like, all you standing right next to $10,000. All you gotta do is ask this guy, hey man, I want to buy a rental property, or I want to flip houses, or I want to wholesale consign contracts. I want to learn how to, I want to know how to shift papers around, right? That's what you're doing, just shifting papers around, right? So you standing there, right? And you're like, oh yeah, man, here's my phone number. You just do this. He could probably, while you standing in line getting gas, he could probably tell you in a 2-minute conversation, oh, you gotta do this, do this, do this, and do this, and do this. Boom. That information is worth 10 grand. That information, what he just told you, is 10 grand. You didn't have to go to college, 20 years of college to learn it. No. I mean, you can go on YouTube videos. You can go, it's all kind of ways to make money. And it's just this little, you can start a YouTube page and make money. Okay. You fuck working at McDonald's and shit. Like, you can go get a truck. Like, in 30 days, get your CDL. 30 to 60 days, get your CDL and be making $10,000 a week. Easy. $10,000 a week. Getting your authority. Easy. They had to go to college, 20 years of college. No. All you had to do is this little bit of information right here. That much. That's the difference between you making $10,000 a week and making $200 a week. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. You know? But yeah, man, it's just mind boggling, it's just, you know, and it's it's mind boggling, expand your mind and stuff. Like I don't know if y'all listen to Jay-Z. I was listening to Jay-Z's new album. The new Jay-Z album is really I mean, he don't really talk about anything because, I've been reading stuff, and a lot of stuff I've been reading, like Jay-Z is talking about on his albums. And like his new album, the 444 album, he's talking about flipping, okay, take 10 and make 50. Take the 50 to make $1 million. You know what I mean? Like talking about artwork and doing investment deals. I mean, he's talking about it, but he's not really talking about it. Like, but it's good. It's good to put that information on the street because like the people who listen to Jay-Z don't really think about that kind of stuff. They weren't about going to the club and making it rain and shit. Like you just blew $5,000 at the club and that's something to celebrate. No, that ain't nothing to celebrate. You're stupid. Shoot, take that $5,000 and put down on a damn apartment complex or on a duplex, man. Like go buy a truck with that $5,000. Don't blow it in the club. But like, I mean, I get it, but cause like, I was listening to Jay-Z's album, and the thing is that okay, he's talking about some good stuff, but he's not really talking about it. Like he's talking about it, but he's not really telling the details in which it need to be done. Like I can read Robert Kiyosaki book, and like he'll tell you step by step by step by step. That little $10, $15 book would tell you all the details and what you need to do. I can read a Dave Ramsey book and tell you, Dave Ramsey, he'd tell you, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, and 6 months, you be in a better position. But yeah, I mean, that new Jay-Z album is pretty good. I mean, putting a lot of stuff on the street, because guys, they need to be inspired. And, a lot of guys, they get money, they making good money in certain areas, and they don't know what to do with it. Like, all they know how to do is make it rain and do stupid stuff, you continue to do those things, you're going to be working for the rest of your life. When I'm going back to work, in a minute, I'm trying to find a load. When I'm going back to work. Yeah, that's why Warren Buffett bought Pilot. That was a good investment that he did, man. He bought Pilot. He bought Pilot. He bought Pilot, and he bought BNSF Railways. He bought them. That was a good move. Very good move. Now, the transportation sector, like, transportation is not like the technology sector or the biotech sector. Like the biotech, medical, technology sectors, they're really busy sectors right now. They're, you're looking at 20-30% in return on your money. But technology is trendy right now. So if you put your money into like a Amazon, or you put your money in some kind of biotech research company or something like that, like you can quadruple your money, but it's very risky. So, transportation, there's nothing spectacular going on with transportation. Transportation been around since forever. Last million years. Transportation ain't really changed. You get something here and you take it there. It's simple. Until somebody come up with a new invention where we can teleport shit across the country or teleport stuff around the world, we still got to get in the airplane. We still got to put stuff in the truck. We still got to get in the car. to get to where we need to go. So transportation, if you're doing like double digits in transportation, you're doing good. Like, 10, 12%. If you're doing 10, 12, 13% on return on your money, you're doing damn good in transportation. Like most transportations, you're looking at single digits in return. So like with Warren Buffett, the point I'm trying to say is like with Warren Buffett, it's probably going to take him a long time to get his money back out of Pilot and BNSF Railways, because transportation ain't like the technology. It's a dinosaur of an industry. It's a very slow moving industry. If you invest your money in a UPS, it's a nice little stock. It's a nice looking portfolio. You put your money in a nice transportation mutual fund or something like that. It's all right. It's a good stable portfolio to put your money in. So like I look at mutual funds all the time, and like the best place to put your money is in the best place to put your money in is I don't want to say it's the best place, but if you want to gamble with your money and you want some good returns on your money, I would put it into some biotech. I would put it into some technology. Like biotech is gonna be the next. I believe biotech is gonna be the next boom right now. That's what I think. Yeah, I believe that too. So he can have control of the fuel, because Pilot is a major supplier of fuel, and Pilot is one of the largest suppliers of fuel. They buy a lot of damn fuel, and they have a lot of play when it comes to fuel. So yeah, I think that's a good move when you can control some fuel. Like, see, I'm gonna get real nerdy on y'all. So when we talking about, like, I talk about Robert Kiyosaki and Dave Ramsey and all these guys. Like with Robert Kiyosaki, he talks about investing in certain types of industries. So like you wanna invest as much as you can in the primary sources of income. Like primary, you got primary, secondary, and then you got paper, like investing in paper. Like and that's why I used to invest a lot in like mutual funds and stuff. I still invest in a little bit of mutual funds, but not as much. I took some of my money and I put it into some real estate, because real estate is tangible. It's not a primary asset like oil. Like primary assets are like oil, dirt, minerals, gold, and shit like that. Air, like water. You know what I mean? Like no matter what, you need oil to produce stuff. You need water, you need air. Like these are the primary like sources that we all need to make shit. So like the guy who owns the color blue, you know what I mean? Like that guy, I mean, if you think about, okay, like how they manufacture cars, like there's just certain things, no matter what, you need to manufacture a car. And, most of it comes back to petroleum. So like petroleum is in everything. It's in food, cars, it's in everything. And you can't really get away from it. Like even battery powered stuff needs petroleum. You know what I mean? We need petroleum, and there's no way we can get away from it. But like you want to try to invest in like things that are very important. Like you got real estate. Everybody got to live somewhere. Like people will break their back to find somewhere to live. We got to live somewhere. So, like folks investing in like paper goods and stuff like that. You're talking about stocks and mutual funds. That's good, but the stock market can crash. Now, after the stock market done crashed, people need somewhere to live. The liquor business is great. You know what I mean? The alcohol business, always good in the good times and the bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you get what I'm saying. So see, like, that's what Warren Buffett is doing. So he's positioning himself so that he can be in control no matter what. So like, if you got control of gas and petroleum and stuff like that, truck stops and shit like that, you gonna be good, man. He gonna be doing real good, man. Like, and a lot of people got, talking about gold and all of that. I mean, I don't believe in this gold thing because, like, okay, when it all boils down to it, say the stock market crash, and a lot of people are talking about this. A lot of people are talking about New World Order and stuff like that. Okay, say our financial system crash. Say shit hits the fan situation, right? The things that are gonna become important, gas to transport shit, like resources, like electricity, generators. I can imagine, like, just say the world comes to an end. Generators gonna cost $1 million. Generators gonna cost $1 million. I'm just gonna tell you. I can see in a shit hits the fan situation, a truck being worth $1 million, a tractor trailer being worth $1 million, because with a truck, you can live in a truck, you can transport in the truck. A truck is very valuable. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, I mean, I can go on and on, but you get what I'm saying. So, like, a lot of, that's why I was talking about, guys investing in, sneakers and shoes and Jordans and all this other silly stuff. Like, you want to invest in things that are tangible, that ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think Warren Buffett is doing it. That's what I think Warren Buffett is doing. He's trying to position himself. I don't know what's going on, but shoot, I don't know what's going on. Lithium. Well, you got, like, like in cell phones, you got like these different types of semiconductors. You got copper and aluminum. Aluminum has been doing really good, I say, the last 10 years, just because we got all these cell phones, and like, you got aluminum, copper, and you got these different semiconductors used to make microchips and stuff like that. So I was doing some research on some of that stuff, because I've seen like some of these semiconductor companies, they've been doing very well, So like, when you're looking at a mutual fund, for example, you want to see what they're investing their money into in these different companies. So, like, you're looking at a mutual fund, it's got like some oil companies in there. It's got some aluminum, natural resource companies, gas companies in there. You got oil, petroleum companies. Like, those are good companies. Now, it's volatile. They're very volatile. It's a heavy swing on it. You got a heavy upswing and a heavy down, because gas and these minerals, they go up and down, but you just got to stick with it. If this trading pretty good, just buy it and stick with it, because it's a long-term thing. Like, I was looking at Alcoa Aluminum. Alcoa Aluminum is a big dinosaur of a company. Like, they ain't going nowhere. Like, I think they've been in business almost 100 and some years or whatever. And like, now I wouldn't invest into like the single stock, but I would invest in like a mutual fund that's got like 100 companies that do aluminum, copper, titanium, all these natural mineral companies that produce natural resources and stuff like that. Lead companies, because like all those natural resources, they're very important. They're very important to our day-to-day life. So, you name it. I mean, you go on and on, but anyway, I'm just running my mouth, man, but y'all get what I'm saying. Close to Peterbilt. Build your own house. What side of town? I'm in Atlanta. That's where I'm at. I'm in Atlanta. I'm surprised y'all ain't figured out where I lived at yet. Two days work, that's not bad. That's about what, 1,200 a day? That ain't bad. I paid a part. Yeah, I paid a part. I've been looking at buying some land, because like land is like very cheap depending on where you buy it. Like the land I was looking at is like real raw land. So like you gotta cut the trees down and stuff. I'm talking about raw land. It don't have no sewer pipes. It ain't build ready. So, and it's really cheap. So I mean, you can buy some land for like $1,000. Like I've seen some land for about $3,000-4,000. Now the land is in the middle of nowhere, so but the point is that you want to get you something and hold on to it, because you have something to trade with, because you don't know what the dollar is going to end up with. But if you buy some real estate, it's a good place to put some money. Buy some real estate, because that way, if the financial system crumbles, you can always trade with that property. You got your house, right? It's paid for. If the dollar goes away, say we on a Bitcoin or something like that, and you can always sell that house and get your money back out of it. Whatever the currency may be. It's a good safety net to put some money, like investing in stocks. I don't know, stocks and mutual funds and stuff like that. That's more of like a temporary situation. Like, for 10-year, 15-year goals. But if you got like 100-year generational goals, you want to set your kid up or your kids up, I would say dump your money into some real estate. You know what I mean? Because people always need somewhere to live, and that's what I say. This video going an hour and a half, man. And parked 30 trucks, 150. Yeah, the lady that where I parked my truck at, it's a husband and wife operation. They used to have a small trucking company. They sold them trucks and they bought that parking lot. And she didn't get into details, but black lady, she cool. It's all kind of ideas, man, you can get into out here. I can only imagine what that parking lot, how much it costs. I would say at least $500,000, because it's right there off of 75. You know what I'm saying? So commercial property is very expensive, but once you get you some, you set up for life, man. You get you a corporate building, a small apartment complex, man. You good. Your kids can eat off of that. You don't have to worry about no job no more. You good. You don't have to worry about no job no more. That's a damn good deal. Cause like at that place, it's not like a public parking. There's some public parking there, but there are big carriers that park there too. There's some Snyder guys that park there. There's some JB Hunt. Now JB Hunt dropped their trailers there. Hub Group dropped some of their trailers in there. Snyder dropped some of their trailers in there. It's a lot of big major carriers in there. I think UPS dropped a few trailers in there. So they're getting good, stable money. They got good customers. You know what I mean? You know, you got your regular small customers like me and small owner operators that park the truck there, and then they got big contracts with some big carriers. So I'm sure they making some good money every month. They getting some good income every month. They're good. So like I was looking at some, if any of y'all want to look at some commercial property, check out LoopNet. LoopNet is a good place to go for some commercial property. You know, LoopNet is a great place to go. You know, I just got like a list of things that I want to get into, and I just do some research, and like I just check some boxes off. It's kind of like my proverbial bucket list. Some things I want to get into, and I would like to buy a parking lot one day. And that goes back to when I was talking about building a relationship with your banker and stuff. Like, I'm sure if I go down to the bank and be like, hey man, I need $1 million. I need about 5 million. I want to buy this parking lot. And all the bank, all they want to know is, you know, what the numbers look like. Because deals like that, they don't go based on credit. They go based on the deal itself. So if they're going to give you 5 million, usually that's a jumbo loan, and it's usually like a 15 or 20 year note. So usually commercial loans like that, they go from anywhere 10 to 20 years. So like, say you get a 15-year note on a $5 million note on $5 million, you know, you'll be looking at maybe $150,000 a month. You know, if you got $150,000 a month coming in, and the note is, you know, 30, 40, 50,000 a month, you know, that's a good turn on your money. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good turn. And, you know, I don't know too many mutual funds that give you a return like that. Do weekly parking? Yeah, weekly parking, you know, weekly parking, like somebody was telling me about doing like renting my place out to like college students and stuff like that, or doing Airbnb and stuff like that. I mean, it's good money in that, because the markup is like, you know, 1,000%. Because when you're charging per day and weekly stuff like that, yeah, you're making more money, and you got to put up with more bullshit because you got more traffic. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to deal with this daily, weekly customer. So it's a pro and a con to it, because, okay, it's just like, okay, you say you got a college, say you renting your house out to like 3 or 4 college students. Like, you know, every semester you're going to be going through these different kids all the time, and you got to clean up behind these motherfuckers. You know, college students, they don't care. They kick doors down, and they have a party, they get drunk, and you know what I'm saying? And some of these college students, like, you know, and it's a pro and a con, because like a lot of these college students, they got parents that co-sign on the lease. So you pretty much guaranteed to get paid. So if you had a college student that break a window, you know, and then you can, like, I know some people who rent some of their properties out to college students, and they make damn good money on their property. So it's this one guy I know. He rented out a 4-bedroom house to some college students because the house is down the street from the college. So like he turned it into a dormitory, so to speak. And the house, I forgot what he told me. I forgot how much he told me. It was a long time ago, but he was making like 5-6 grand a month. He was making about 5-6 grand a month. Now this is a 4-bedroom house. I forgot how much the house was. I think the house is like $200,000-$300,000, $200,000 or $300,000, and he's making $6,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? Because each one of the kids, they were paying shit, I forgot. But I just remember he was telling me it was like $5,000-$6,000 a month. Now the dorm is pre-furnished, so you got to provide all the furniture and all that good stuff. But the profit is so good. You know what I'm saying? The profit is so fucking good. But then you got to deal with these college kids every 6 months, every semester. You know what I mean? You got to deal, and then you got 2 or 3 months out of the year you may or may not have kids because of the summer. You got 2 or 3 months out of the year, so the money is good, but then it's kind of. So my point is, what you just described to me about doing daily and weekly parking, that's what that reminds me of. So that micro type of business, you know what I mean? I'd rather do it monthly because I got a long-term relationship with a customer and it's monthly. I'd rather get the monthly payment because that weekly, daily kind of stuff, it's a lot of work, man. You're dealing with a different kind of customer. You know what I mean? Customers are in and out. They break stuff. It's just a different kind of customer. But yeah, man, I'm just rambling, man. We got 1 hour and 30 minutes. I'm just talking to y'all about some of my business future ideas. I'm just rambling my mouth. I done talked about a whole bunch of stuff, but hey, man, any of y'all, if you haven't done yet, you can go over to my Facebook fan page, 404 Trucker. I got a Facebook fan page. You're going to see my truck up there, my truck and trailer. I got a white trailer. I got a tan colored truck. It's a Freightliner. That's me, 404 Trucker. 404 Trucker. And I don't know. I think I'm going to start doing some videos over there on the fan page. And I appreciate it. Y'all stop by and go over there and give me a like or whatever you do to subscribe or whatever you do. But yeah, man, this video 1 hour and 30 minutes. I was trying to do a quick video, but it ain't quick. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all watching my videos, man. I'll see y'all next time.